All right, for question number 4, they said, find the coordinate of the turning point on the what? On the curve. Y. So yeah, we are giving y equals to x raised to power 3x cubed, then minus what? 3x. Okay, and decide which point y has a what? A minimum value, and at which point a maximum value. Okay, still exactly what we have been doing. Okay, so we are still looking for the minimum and maximum what? Value. Okay, so this time around, okay, remember what did I say you do? First of all, you differentiate. So we have the y, the x, then equals to, if I differentiate, x cubed is what? 3x squared, then minus 3. Then after that, what do? Okay, you said let the y, the s equals to 0, and that's the what? The turning point. So now that you've gotten the turning point, okay, we have 3x squared minus 3 equals to 0. We are looking for s, so your 3 can cross over to the other side. We have 3s squared minus, that is 3s squared equals to 3. So our s squared will be equals to 3 over 3. So our s squared will be equals to what? 1. So you look for the square root. So our s is equals to plus or minus square root of what? 1. Square root of 1 is written as what? 1. So this time our s is equals to, okay, plus or minus 1. It simply means that our s is equals to 1 or minus 1. But I need to know which one is minimal and which one is maximum. But before that, what do? You take the second derivative of this. How do you take the second derivative? We add the square y, then the s square equals to, if I differentiate 3x square, our r was 6x. And if I differentiate 3 is what? Is 0. So this time around, you now say when s is equals to 1, so we add the square y, then the s square equals to 6 bracket 1, wey give us what? 6. 6 is what? Is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0 is what? Is minimum. So you also say when x is equals to minus 1, okay, we add the square y, then the s square equals to 6 bracket minus 1, wey give us minus 6. Minus 6 is less than 0. If it's less than 0, is what? Is maximum. Now that our 1 is minimum, y minus 1 is what? Maximum. So to get the minimum value for y, we substitute 1, and to get the maximum value for y, we substitute minus 1. So this time around, we simply say when x was equals to 1, remember our y is equals to s cubed minus 3x. So y is equals to, that is 1 raised to power 3 minus 3 bracket 1. So y is equals to 1 raised to power 3 is 1. Then minus 3 times 1 is what? Minus 3. So y is equals to 1 minus 3 is minus 2. It simply means that our um our minimum point is that when x was equals to 1, y was equals to minus 2. Okay, so the next one is that, so that means this y now is our what? Minimum point for what? For y. So this is minimum point for y. Okay, so to also get our minimum value, our maximum value, that is when s was equals to minus 1. Remember, we have y equals to s cubed minus 3x. So our y will be equals to minus 1 raised to power 3 minus 3 bracket what? Minus 1. So y will be equals to minus 1 raised to power 3. We have minus 1. Then minus 3 times 1, we have plus 3. So our y is equals to what? 2. So this is our what? Our maximum value for y. So that means our maximum point now, okay, is that when s was equals to minus 1, then y was equals to what? 2. So that's our final answer. So let's move straight to question number 5, which is the last question. So for question number 5, we are told that find the coordinate of the turning point on the curve. That is, we are given y equals to s cubed minus 3x squared plus 1. Okay, so we're done with this. So that the board will be spacious. So this time around, they say, and decide at which point y is minimum and maximum, almost the same thing with that. Then there's an addition question to it. They say, also use the interval -1/2, and for that s is -1/2 or s is what, 4. Okay, to obtain the absolute maximum and minimum value of the function. So it's very easy as well. First of all, you have to look for your minimum and maximum value for y first. How do you do that? You differentiate. So our dy dx is equal to, if I differentiate s cube, we have 3x squared, then minus 6 what, x, then plus what, 0. Okay, remember if you differentiate one is what, is 0. So what do? You make this the turning point. How do you do that? You say let what, dy dx equals to 0. So that's the what, the turning point. So now that you've gotten that now, that is 3x squared minus 6x equals to what? Equals to 0. Okay, now this quadratic what, equation. Okay, how do we solve this now? Remember, what's common here? What's common? Okay, now this time around, we can even factorize this. How do we factorize this? 3x is common. If you bring out 3x, so what should be left here? We are left with x. Then what should be left here? Minus 2. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is minus 6. Then equals to 0. It simply means that our 3x is equals to 0, or x minus 2 is equals to 0. Now to get our s will be equals to 0/3, or here our s is equals to what? Is equals to 2. It simply means that 0 divided by 3 is 0 or 2. So this time around, so we can still confirm with our calculator also. So then we have 3 minus 6 and 0. Okay. Now that we've gotten our x, okay, so the next step now, okay, we take the second derivative of this. So we add the square y, then the x square equals to, if I differentiate 3x square, what do we have? We have 6x. If I differentiate minus 6x, what do we have? We have minus 6. So you'll be substituting this value into this place when x was equals to 0. So we have the square y, then the x square equals to 6 bracket 0 minus 6, which give us what? 0 minus 6, that is minus 6. Minus 6 is less than 0. If it's less than 0 is what? Maximum. Also, when s was equals to what? Was equals to 2. So we have the square y, then the x square, then equals to, that is 6 bracket 2, then minus 6. We give us what? 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6 give us what? 6. 6 is what? Is greater than 0, and this is what? Minimum. It means that 0 is our maximum value for x, and 2 is our what? Minimum value for x. Then to get our maximum and minimum value for y, we'll be substituting this into this place. So this time around, we can simply say when s was equals to 0, remember y is equals to s cubed minus 3x squared plus 1. So y will be equals to, that is 0 raised to power 3 bracket 3 bracket 0 raised to power 2 plus 1. So y is equals to 0 minus 0 plus 1. So y is equals to 1. It simply means that our maximum value, our maximum point is that when x was equals to 0, y was equals to what? 1. And again, we also say when x was equals to, when s was equals to 2. So remember, y is equals to s cubed minus 3x squared plus 1. So our y will be equals to, what's our s? 2. That's 2 raised to power 3 minus 3 bracket 2 raised to power 2 plus 1. Y will be equals to 2 raised to power 3 is 8 minus 3 bracket 4, then plus 1. Y will be equals to 8 minus 12 plus 1. So y will be equals to 8 8 minus 12 plus 1. So we have minus 3. It simply means that our minimum point is that when x was equals to 2, y was equals to minus 3. So that's number 1. So for the B part of the question, okay, we are giving the interval. And the intervals, let's call it B part, and these are what? A part. So the interval, we are giving 1 over 2, that is minus 1 over 2, then greater or less than s, greater or less than or equal to, less than or equals to this, or less than equals to what? 4. It means that our s is equals to minus 1 over 2, or s is equals to what? 4. Now to get the absolute value is very easy. Be substituting this value into your what? Your y. Be substituting the value into your what? Your y. So that's all. Okay. Now if you put this into our y, remember we'll be having y is equals to s cube, then minus 3s squared plus 1. So when s was equals to minus 1 over 2, so what are we going to have? We have y equals to, so from here, remember this one minus 1 over 2 is less than 0. Definitely this is our what? Maximum. And why this is our what? Minimum. So this time around, so we are going to be having, what's our s? That's minus 1 over 2 raised to power 3. So while from here, what's our, we have minus 3 bracket, our s is what? Minus 1 over 2, then raised to power 2 plus 1. So we'll be having y equals to minus 1 raised to power 3, we still have minus 1. Then 2 raised to power 3 is what? Is 8. So while from here, minus 3 times, we have minus 3, then bracket. Minus 1 raised to power 2, we have what? 1. And 2 raised to power 2 is what? 4. Then plus what? Plus 1. So y will be equals to, so from here we have minus 1 over 8. Then minus 3 times 1, we have minus 3 over 4. Then plus 1. This over, what do you take the LCM? The LCM is sitting as what? 8. So our y will be equals to 8 going to 8 is 1. 1 times minus 1, minus 1. 4 going to 8 is what? Is 2. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Then 1 going to this is 8. 8 plus 1 is what? Is 8 all over 8. So from here, minus 1, minus 1 minus 6, minus 1 minus 6, then plus 8. Then we have 1. So this is sitting as 1 over what? 8. 1 over 8. It still means that our maximum value, okay, of y, okay. So these are maximum value. So these are maximum value. So the next one now is that when s was equals to 4, when s was equals to 4, remember we are giving our y to be s cube minus 3s squared plus 1. S cube minus 3s squared plus 1. So our y is 4. So y will be equals to, here we have 4 raised to power 3 minus 3 bracket 4 raised to power 2 plus 1. Y will be equals to 4 raised to power 3. Okay, that should be 81. Sorry, 64. So we have 64. Then minus 3 bracket 4 raised to power 2 is 16. Then plus 1. So y will be equals to 64 minus 3 times 16. So we have minus 48. Then plus 1. If we add up everything together, 64 then plus 48. 64 minus 48 then plus 1. So we have what? 17. So this is our minimum. Okay, so that's for that. So that's all for minimum and maximum value. Please ensure you like, subscribe, and share to your fellow friends. Thank you very much for staying till the end of the class. God bless you.